You're welcome, by the way. I've closed that window because of people outside and it's so hot. I think by the end of this video, I'm going to want to become a mermaid. Hello, I'm Sam and I am writing a low fantasy dystopia novel where the world is flooded, and I decided I wanted to pepper in some mermaids there. But I didn't want them to be any old mermaids. I wanted them to be my own. So I followed these 4 steps. I promise. What do you like about them? Where do they fit in your story? Why this creature and how are they different? What do you like about them? I like the siren myth. These almost humans, you know, quite ethereal creatures. They're normally depicted as great singers, flying about in the ocean, doing something that we can't. There's that kind of like fantasy of wanting to be able to breathe underwater, to not have to worry about that. And I thought that paired nicely with the situation, a flooded world. Their home has increased, so they're in a very different situation to humans, and I thought that would be a real interesting dynamic between the 2 species. Where do they fit in your story? They are the POV character. I really wanted to explore themes of queerness, of gender, of race in this story, best explored through this other character, someone who is different by nature, and who is coming at this situation from not being a human, so everything about human culture is new to them and they can sort of see it with these kind of fresh eyes, and I thought that was really interesting. We start in their world and we move to the human world. Why this creature? They represent everything that the humans can't have. I love supernatural creatures being reimagined for books, and being that this is a flooded world, I thought mermaids make perfect sense. I could have done an avian humanoid and you could have still got a good story. You could have had humans and bird people competing for the last pieces of land still there. But with mermaids, I feel like there is more of an obvious jealousy. When the world's flooded and you can't do much, but there is another person or another people who have that freedom, that ability to live their lives as freely as you want to, there's going to be a level of animosity there on a subconscious level. So that sort of drives a wedge between the humans and mermaids that I don't think would be achieved by any other kind of humanoid. How are they different? My mermaids don't have tails. They have webbed hands and feet and a blowhole in their back instead of gills, because I thought gills would look gross. On fish, gills are right down the sides, and I didn't want to have like a trigger warning on this book because I feel like there's something really quite visceral about that on a person, you know. It's just I don't like it, and so I decided to go with blowholes and have them closer to whales, with the webbed hands and feet sort of being the more humanoid aspects. Their fins became more like hands over the years, and it means that they look a lot more like humans, so they're sort of on a more similar level. They can walk around on land, they don't have to worry about flopping by, which would be quite funny. I wanted them to be as close to humans as possible, with this one difference, to show how one tiny difference can make people treat us like we are another species. So there you go. I hope that was helpful, and I hope you're interested in Secrets of the Mirror Sky. I will update you when it is available, so fish slap that like button, and maybe, you know, sling your fishing hook into the subscribe if you're curious about more videos that I will be making around my book. That was a very odd sentence. I promise they're better in the story. I'll catch you later. Fishing reference.